Raw took place tonight in Norfolk, Virginia. Solo Sikoa started off the show by singing the Usos theme song, which was really funny. Solo is a lot more interesting as a babyface than a heel. Then Jey Uso comes out and it sets up a match later tonight in which if Solo loses, then he has to become part of the bloodline again. So Penta was out next, and then we got a first round match, Penta against Laredo Kid. This is the Roman Reigns tournament. I don't give a shit about this. Penta won. Byron Saxon interviewed Division backstage. Braun Breaker wants to face Oba Femi. He didn't even give a shit about anything that Austin Theory or Logan Paul said. It's like he's not even there. His mind is on something completely else. He does not care what his partners are saying. He's focused on Oba. Then Division came out next. Braun was late. First, it was Logan Paul with Austin Theory and Maxine Dupree, but then Braun Breaker came out. We got Austin Theory against Akira Tozawa. Theory wins. Nothing much to say there. After the match, Adam Pearce stopped Austin Theory from using a chair to hit Tozawa like what he did to Otis a month ago. And then Braun Breaker goes for a spear, but then Oba Femi's music hits. And then Adam Pearce and security jump in the ring right before they could fight. So they're setting this up. To me, this is a major WrestleMania main event in the future. It's just that it feels like they need something right now to spark people's interest, in a match like that, or at least a feud like this will definitely do it. It's a collision course a lot of us have been waiting to see. It feels like it's two, super heavyweights going at it, and it's a match, I hope this is the kind of match where it's the first in a long series of great matches between the two, because these could be the two top guys in the next era. Since this era is coming to a close, a lot of these guys now are in their mid-40s, or at least some of them are in their early 40s, some are even in their late 40s, like Punk. But it feels like this era is at its end, and these are probably going to be the two biggest stars of this next generation. So definitely a lot of anticipation for this match. Then we go backstage. We see the beautiful Kathy Kelly, who is just looking great tonight, as she always does, but I always have to point that out. She was backstage as she was interviewing Rey Mysterio. Then Dragon Lee walked in. He thanked Rey, and then Dom came in, and it set up a match between Dominic and Dragon Lee. I don't know where the hell... Dom, man, what are they doing with this guy? They've killed him. A year ago, he beat AJ Styles at SummerSlam. Then a year later, he loses to Danhausen, and he fucking money's on a pole match. Like, what are they doing to Dom? He's a AAA champion. It's not going to mean anything now when El Grande Americano beats him at Triple Mania. Anyways, then Stephanie Vaquer, who was looking great, heads to the ring, and they show us footage of the Judgment Day taking out Stephanie a Raw or two after WrestleMania. And Michael Cole mistakenly said this happened at WrestleMania. No, you idiot. I mean, Michael Cole is messing up so much now. He's awful. It's like, go away. He's gone back to being bad, Michael Cole. It's like he can only do good when he has the right commentator with him. He does well with Pat McAfee. He does horrible with Corey Graves. It's weird. Even though I'd much rather listen to Corey Graves' commentary than Pat McAfee's, Michael Cole just had better chemistry with Pat. So then we see, after the break, Stephanie Vaquer comes out next. She looked great. She cuts a decent promo on the Judgment Day, and she's like threatening them. She says she talks about how many times she's beaten Raquel, which is a lot. Then she says Roxanne Perez is a dead woman, and then she says Liv Morgan is afraid of her. But then she was interrupted by Becky Lynch, the same woman she came face-to-face with last week. And when I say face-to-face, they came really close tonight. I'm not complaining. I enjoyed it. Two very beautiful women coming very close to each other. But it's like, there's this meme. It's like kind of funny of like two people coming really close. And it's just like, I don't know. I guess they want to sell it that they don't like each other, and it's very confrontational. So when Becky comes in, she talks about how Liv is taking the title back to the mid-2000s, which I don't think that's fair. But I think that's more so of a response of Becky to what Liv said on that Unreal episode about how when she told Triple H, we left you some time. So I think that was a shot at Liv. I don't think Becky likes Liv too much, but that shot Liv took at Becky years ago when she says that Becky's contract is a reason why her friends Sarah Logan and Ruby Riott got fired from the Riot Squad. Anyways, Stephanie and Becky go back and forth, and they both want title shots. And then Liv attacks Becky from behind. Becky fights her off, and then Stephanie got back in the ring at that time, and her and Becky have another very close stare down, which I did not mind. It's on my thumbnail, but they're setting this up. It's going to be a match. They can set up Becky and Stephanie as number one contenders, but it seems to me like Becky is interested in working with Stephanie. That's what I gather from this, because I think at this point she can choose who she wants to work with, and I think she really wants to work with her. As for Liv, it feels like she's become an afterthought. It feels like Becky and Stephanie just a much bigger program than anything to do with Liv with the women's title. They congratulated Bianca Belair on commentary, which was cool. Of course, she's a new mother. They barely mentioned her husband, who also works for the company, but congratulations to Bianca on being a mother. She has a son. And then Kathy Kelly interviewed LA Knight backstage, and wow, Kathy was showing some cleavage tonight. She was showing off tonight. She was. And then Solo walked in, and he wants LA Knight's help for tonight. Got denied. Dominic Mysterio's out next. We get Dom against Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee won. Dom is just a joke now. And then he was immediately attacked afterwards. Dragon Lee was by Big Cass. And then Javon Evans came out to attack him, but he gets laid out as well. I don't think they're going to bring back Enzo, it looks like. Unfortunately, no Enzo. I mean, they could in a match. Maybe they're doing a match with Javon Evans and Big Cass, and like Enzo comes and costs Javon the match, but I'm not sure they're going to bring him back. And he could be a headache backstage. But, with Big Cass, he's just generic to me. He just looks like a big guy. All right, he's just a big guy. I've seen a million big, tall guys in WWE before. He's just generic. I think he needs to have Enzo with him. Even if it's a manager role, I don't think they should be a tag team, because the tag division's a joke. But like Enzo as Cass's manager, I think would work. Anyway, Byron Saxon interviewed Sol Ruca backstage. And she was looking good too, by the way, tonight, Sol. And then Danhausen appears. I think he wanted her to be her partner tonight, but then she says the spot has been taken. We see Solo Sikoa warming up backstage. LA Knight was complaining to Adam Pearce backstage, and Jacob Fatu appeared. They went back and forth. Fatu got a good promo. Then the Judgment Day were out next. I hate their theme song. And then Solo Sikoa was out next. And then her surprise partner was, I thought it was going to be Lola Vice. No, I guess Lola, it makes sense for her to go to SmackDown because that's where her boyfriend Damian Priest is. It's just the SmackDown Women's Division. There's a million women there, and it's only a 2-hour show now. There's not going to have as much time. But Soul's surprise partner turned out to be Io Sky, which, hey, I can't complain about that. And we get Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez taking on Io Sky and Sol Ruca. I thought they had a decent match. Particularly, I really enjoyed Io working with Roxanne because those were the two best workers in the match. Eventually, Sol hits the Soul Snatcher on Roxanne to win the match. I like Roxanne a lot, and I think she has big things in her future. I think she's going to win Women's Money in the Bank. It's just, I wish she didn't have to lose so many times on Raw. I mean, I don't think there's a woman who's been pinned as many times as her the last year. It's really remarkable how many times she always loses. Braun Breaker went up to Paul Heyman for advice on dealing with Oba Femi in the back. He asked Paul if he thinks Oba is the future, and Paul just wouldn't answer him. He gave him a non-answer. He kept trying to motivate Braun. It's clear he thinks Oba is the future. We see Jay warming up backstage. After the break, Chad Gable spoke with Penta and I think Rey Mysterio backstage, and they're going to set up a match for Chad defends his Intercontinental Championship against Rey Mysterio in the future. I guess they can set it up maybe on that Mexico show that they have Roman Reigns on. They can build that up to be a big show. Then they preview next week's show. Io Sky and Sol Ruca were backstage, satisfied after their win. When Lyra Valkyria walked in, she wanted a title shot. She wants the Intercontinental Championship, and she's upset with Sol because she thinks she's in her way now. And Lyra, this whole gimmick, I don't think it's going to work. I think the big issue at Lyra Valkyria is just an overall lack of charisma. And I know people like her. I'm not sure this is going to work with her, this new gimmick. And she just wasn't over. She has issues with charisma. I think that's her biggest problem. She did mention Bayley by name. I'm not sure if Bayley's coming back. Probably not. I mean, I think she's leaving for sure, but it's possible she wrestles another match at Lyra. I can see that. But then she did mention her now. And that attack on Bayley was a month ago, so you'd expect them to stop mentioning her. It's possible she makes another appearance. Anyways, Jey Uso does his stupid Yeet entrance after the break. Solo Sikoa comes out. And we get the main event, Jey against Solo. I didn't give a shit about this match. I enjoyed a lot of this show, particularly in the middle parts. I like the Becky and Stephanie stuff. I like the Io surprise. There was stuff on the show I enjoyed. The women I thought were definitely the highlights. Kathy Kelly, of course. But there was a lot of things I liked. It's just like the opening and beginning I didn't give a shit about. And I find Solo entertaining as a face, but like I don't care to see him in the bloodline again. And that's what happened here. Jimmy interfered and Jey pinned Solo, so Solo now has to join the bloodline. I didn't give a shit about how the show ended. Boring to me, but that was Raw. Definitely had some highlights. Not as good as last week, but like I don't care about the bloodline. Roman Reigns isn't there because it tells me this is just a filler episode. That's what I immediately think. It's like, okay, like they don't really care about the show. It's a filler episode because Roman's not there. But the bloodline stuff I didn't really care about. But there was other stuff I enjoyed tonight on Raw, and we'll see what WWE has in store as the summer is nearing its end. We're about to go into the fall season. It's going to be football season, which is interesting. Definitely an adjustment for WWE because whenever they're in football season, the ratings go down. It's Monday Night Football, and I know it's different. It's viewers on ESPN, but still, they lose interest. So we'll see what they have cooked up in the fall as the summer is almost over. And Raw was, I thought, an okay show tonight. We'll see what's next.